Hey everybody, how's it going out there on Twitch? Hope your, what's today, Wednesday, is going well. I had a big day yesterday, so I am feeling it a little bit today, but I know that once we get going, I'm gonna hit the zone, we're gonna get into flow, and it's gonna be amazing. We got the flow emojis in the chat. Alex says, what's up one? Just some coding, man. Today we are working on our background tasks for the server. The end is in sight here for, I guess, a beta release or something to start being usable. Start being able to try something out for realsies. And I'm very excited about that. On Monday, we were working on validating the refresh tokens with Apple. So we get a token from Apple when we sign someone in, and we save that to our database. And every day, we're allowed to ask Apple if this person still exists. Now, we are also managing the server-to-server notifications. So ideally, this would never need to be used, but we are doing both. And Alex says, yes, that's awesome. Yeah, these are the last two, I think, coding tasks for like maybe V1 is too strong a word. Call it a beta release, I guess. But before we get into the coding, let's have a little bit more coffee. And our follower goals are doing well. We've been at 99 out of 100 on YouTube for a little bit, and so maybe by tomorrow we'll have the Thai stream. And also we're at, I guess that's 23 away on Twitch. Yeah, I've been really pushing hard on a lot of stuff, not just with the stream, but on other projects as well. It's a lot of fun just writing and writing and writing. I feel like I've removed so many obstacles so that I'm just like always in a state of flow. And I guess in some sense I feel a little drained from that. That's not the right word. I guess because a lot of what I do is open source, it can feel like I'm doing this for other people and not for myself. And then myself is like, hey, what about me? But I know that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for myself, and it happens to also benefit others. But when I lose sight of that, that's not even the right word either. But that's how people talk about it. I can get a little tired, and that's what's happening today. Hey, Joannis, welcome back. Good to see you in the chat again. I think the music might be a touch loud. Let's see, so it looks like we have a failing test from where we ended the stream the other day. Alex says, completely understand what that sort of burnout feeling maybe it is. Oh, it's all joy. It's all joy. I'm very happy right now. This is the happiest I've ever been. Everything is all lined up. Everything's going well, and I'm so excited. I think maybe it's just a lack of sleep I intend to go to sleep early, right? And then like just one more, just one more line of code, just one more turn. And next thing you know, it's 3 a.m. and I'm waking up at 8 or so. And that catches up to you after a little bit. Yeah, I've had burnout before too, and that's usually been from anger that I wasn't expressing well, or feeling otherwise like out of control from like a less than ideal employment situation. Let's call it that. Oh, and I think the pandemic really helped a lot of people feel burned out in various ways. watching a million people die. Here in the States anyway. I think that's the most recent big number that we passed. And it's still going. The death count at any rate. Anyway, let's do some code. The music is pretty loud. Okay. Thank you. That's not good old construction I hear. Yes, Alex, you've been here before. That's that is the sound of people working in New York City. So this is not the test we're on. This is the test we're on. Let's close some of these other tabs, and let's try to remember where we were at. So we have enqueue refresh job tokens, enqueue refresh token jobs, scheduled job test. Ooh, that is a mouthful. Let's look at this. Halleck says, yeah, I'm not far from NYC, maybe an hour and a half of an hour. Joanna says, yeah, both were allowed, but you can't make the construction go away. Yeah, so for our, so this task is going to find everyone in the database that we need to refresh with Apple, or that we're allowed to refresh. We have a 24-hour cooldown with Apple on refreshing. And so this is going to get all the accounts that need refreshing and queue up a job for them. And we have that job. Well, I guess we didn't actually sketch out that job yet. I kind of remember doing that though. Oh, okay, here it is. We didn't actually sketch anything out, but this is actually going to hit, this file here is planned to hit Apple and see if the token needs to be anything or not. Took says, hello, welcome back. Good to see you again. Hope your Woden's day is going as Wodenly as possible. Or Wednesday, as it's more commonly pronounced, I guess. I think Woden and Odin are the same guy. Great to see you, says Took. See you as well. We're just picking up from where we left off last time. Woden's the German one. Oh, so then Odin must be the other one. Yeah, so when there's no accounts at all, there's no job queued. So this, when we look for a job, it's nil. So that one's currently passing because we're not doing anything. There's nothing when there's no accounts that need refreshing. So we create a user ID. Oh yeah, I remember what happened. So this is kind of where we started. And then as we looked into it, we kind of found out that we needed to do some stuff with the signing with Apple model. We started putting this should attempt refresh on here. And then we decided that we actually wanted to do the query in SQL because otherwise we'd have to load up every single model, run this method on it, and then queue up a job. And we don't want to do that. We can ask the database to loop for us. We don't have to pull everything in memory. Took says, asked some iOS dev about Vapor as backend and told me it's not mature yet. What do you think of that? Yeah, everyone is going to have an opinion. And I guess one bit of advice that I heard that I would pass on is only take advice from people that are where you want to go. If they're going somewhere you don't want to go, if you take their advice, you're going to end up somewhere you don't want to be. And maybe that helps you sift through the different advice that you get throughout your day. Joanna says, well, Apple uses Vapor. Oh, really? Oh, really? Tell me more. What do you know? where are they using Vapor for? Because they were using like Java for App Store Connect back when it was iTunes Connect. Apple is not a small party. No, not at all. I'm a huge fan of Swift, and my server load is very low because the optimizations I do, maybe because I don't have enough users, maybe because Swift's really good. Either way, it helps me keep my costs down. Joanna says, I think it was the Notes app I heard. And Joanna says they're using Vapor in various places, but I know they're using it for parts of iCloud. Oh, really? I had heard, obviously you probably know better than me, that Notes was built on top of CloudKit. That's great to know. That's like really encouraging, Joanna. So I'm really glad you're sharing this. I didn't realize that Apple was using Vapor or even server-side Swift. That's that's amazing. Like they've had job postings in New York over the years, and it's always been for like Java or something. I'm like, I don't really want to write Java for Apple. Joanna says Neo SSH is one example that's used for system management for iCloud, but they're using Neo enough to staff 9 Neo developers in a team or something like that. Right on. That's really cool. Joanna says they also built Cassandra and IMAP for Swift. Take from that what you will. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I wrote a email server bat in Python way back in the day. Never again, though. Amazon is also using server-side Swift for Prime Video. That is so fascinating. Well, Tukes, I guess you were the one that asked about it. I guess, does that help you answer your understanding of if it's mature or not? I think that shows it's even more mature than I realized. I mean, I haven't had any problems with it. I'm using it in Docker containers in a Kubernetes cluster. Joanna says, I like what passive logic is doing. I'm not familiar with that name, but I do have a Google on my computer. Passive logic is using Vapor for about 50 to 100 developers. I guess this is passive logic. Anyway. Joanna says they even employ a small compiler team to fix Swift bugs for them. 2 to 4 people. Oh, cool. Yeah, so then towards the end of this stream, we realized that this all should go in kind of its own type. So we started writing this, and writing some tests around this. And I think we had let's find the test for this. Command-Shift-F, paste. Yeah, here's our test. And where did we get all of these passing? I think we did. Okay, cool. So yeah, then we were ready to go back to here. So we can like sign up some users. We can, I guess, modify them and then test enqueued jobs for accounts that need refreshing. Yeah, so I guess this is the juice here. So here we want to actually go ahead and create these jobs. And are these, is the test set up correctly? So this is just a new user. I guess we want to maybe update the status on these and save them. And I guess we know that these are here, but I guess we can use the XCT unwrap just in case. We can say this was a failure last time, and then we can go ahead and save that. Save on database, so that is, and we can go ahead and wait since we're in the test setup, and let's go ahead and set the other one as a success. I guess we need to scoop it out of the database as well. This test setup could use a little bit of cleanup. From these Apple IDs are kind of similar to each other. And yeah, so we should have, we're expecting 2 jobs to be here. So now we have a test that is failing how we would expect. We can go ahead and run it and see the failure is here. Cool, so then going to our code, which is here. So currently we're doing a whole lot of nothing. So we want to, I guess, instantiate the repo. Get the accounts, queue the jobs. Okay, so this would be the sign in with Apple needs re-verification repo. Are ready for re-verification, and we can pass in. Oh, interesting. Let's look at the. I made this little helper for tests, and I guess you saw I had a little helper to make one from a request. I can also just pass in some stuff directly as well. Let's see, it looks like I'm passing in an event loop directly. I wonder why I'm not just using the one from the database. But for now, let's pass in logger, let's get db.eventloop, and then pass in db, and we'll cast this as a SQL database. So we can run SQL. Yeah, so currently this is doing a callback of 1 for each one. And then here we want to, I guess we need the queues context in order to actually, let's see, let's reorganize this a little bit. We need the queuing context so that we can queue up the jobs in here. And this is what we want to return. This will be the signal, the event loop feature that we're all done. Yeah, we haven't done chunking yet, but that will be a future task. Fetch in batches. Okay, so I guess this is getting the accounts and then queue the job. So we need the some kind of queuing context. Context queues.queue .dispatch. Yeah, so this is what we want to pass on in. Extra argument. So let's go ahead and add it down here. And I'm going to command click on it to, oh, it's just a queue. What do you know? To get the type, and there it is. So now we need to create a job, which we haven't actually written the code for yet. It's right here. It's a completely empty file. So let's go ahead and write some stuff here. And this is just going to be a regular job, not a scheduled job. And I guess the payload will be the ID of assigning with Apple model. Cannot find job. Okay, so let's import queues. Yes, please give me the autocompletes. Okay, give me the autocompletes. There we go. And for now, we'll just return an empty future just to make the compiler happy. And let's see. Let's command B. Are we building? Not quite. Missing argument in parameter. Catch up, please. Xcode. Let's clean. Oh, it's just missing it right here. Okay. And this is in the test, so let's get the one from the app, I guess. Oh, I see. That's where it is. And then a few other places are missing it. I see what I did. app.queues.queue, and let's make this a little bit more readable. Tukes asks the question, what other backends have that Vapor doesn't? I mean, I guess bigger support, just longer time that they've been around. Like Java's been around for 100,000 years, so it has just so many libraries for it already. If you want to use libraries that exist already only, then yeah, I guess other ecosystems are more mature. I don't mind writing my own libraries. I kind of like that we're still a little bit fresh here. Just because I love Swift so much, it's worth it to me. But it's not worth it to everyone. I mean, there's there's other new ecosystems too. I guess like Rust is still pretty fresh. I mean, compared to Java, for example. Okay, so build succeeded. Cool, so we're still failing in this same way. And Tukes asked, now what Vapor has that other backends does not? I guess the startup time for Swift is very fast, which matters a lot when you're running, say, like a cloud function, like Amazon Lambda, or I think DigitalOcean has their own functions. Cloudflare has their own functions. Startup time is really important for that. And because Swift is compiled and it's relatively low level, despite having, I think, nice syntax, you get a nice balance of readability with speed and deterministic performance. You're not like, unlike Java, Java's going to garbage collect every now and again. And for like a cloud function, you don't want that. Even for like a longer running thing like a server, you kind of want to know when garbage collection is going to happen. And with Swift, you don't have to worry about that because it's deterministic with automatic reference counting. Null safety, yeah, Swift has null safe, but other languages have that too. Like Kotlin is to Java what Swift is to Objective-C. Like it made it a lot nicer to look at and put in null checks, for example, as part of the compiler. So I wouldn't say that's specific to Swift, but yeah, I do like it a lot compared to, say, like Ruby or Python. I don't know, maybe those languages have, well, neither of them are compiled, so I don't think the compiler is going to help you with null checks the way that the Kotlin compiler or the Swift compiler is going to help you with those. Can you use Vapor for real time, asks Dukes. My app is a real-time Subway app. I guess how real time do you mean? I fetch new data every few seconds and create a new feed for the app every few seconds, and then the app can pull it down. The app, users of the app kind of pull new feeds whenever they hit the refresh button to see when subways are coming in New York City. And we've got pretty good reviews. We just got a new 5-star review. I should have posted that over here, but I guess I didn't. Like a messenger app, for example. Oh yeah, I'm sure that's possible. Again, because of the automatic reference counting and deterministic speed. Oh, Joanna says, I have example code for that. I'm assuming he's referencing to the messenger app that Tukes is asking about. And Joanna says, look up Cipher Text Kit. I can take a sneak a peek. Let's make a new Safari. End-to-end encryption support. Cipher Text Kit is a framework for establishing end-to-end encrypted communication between two users. It supports multiple devices per user, features encryption at rest, and peer-to-peer networking. Oh wow, this has like everything that I would want if I were to make one of these. An example server is in Vapor. Let's look at the package.swift. I see JWT kit. I don't see Vapor though. Oh, I guess this is just the kit. And then I guess you'd use it inside of your own server. Bruce Leaf says, hey, good to see you. Welcome back. Joanna says, yes, this is just the framework. You need the example server implementation. It's in the README. Right on. That is really cool. So we have our test failing where we'd expect. So let's see. I guess we have not queued up any jobs yet. So we need to queue up these jobs. So we can say RefreshTokenJob. Let's see. How do I do this again? Queue.dispatch. Oh, right. Then you pass in the type here, and the payload is going to be the ID. And then this is going to throw because I have require here. Yeah, this is one thing I don't really like, is that the ID is optional. So we always kind of have a throw every time. And I know it's coming from the database. So like I can sort of force try it. But that's just so spicy. Result is unused. Let's see, how should I do this? I guess these need to return a event loop, each of these, instead of returning void. Need to do an event loop future, I guess. I can do a get. Just get an async await as needed. Yeah, because this is a callback from this SQL call. So I decode the model, and then I want to do something with the model. I want to on-queue a job. Yeah, the execute SQL function, it only gives a callback, so I'm kind of stuck in a callback land. Joanna says you can do .get to get it as async await if needed. Vapor will move in that direction more and more. We will move all our packages to that anyways in the wider community too. Ah, shit, says Joannis. Yeah, this is kind of synchronous for each row. Yeah, callbacks don't help. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to navigate this. Worth an issue on GitHub. Joanna says I can implement it if it's not done already. Yeah, I'd like to think that just there's a way to do it. I just don't know about it. Execute on row. Because ideally I would want to like chunk these or something. I guess I'm not exactly sure what I'm asking for it to do, though. I appreciate what you're suggesting to make a GitHub issue. I guess we could look at, Joanna says, I mean, it won't be part of the protocol definition, but defined an extension on the protocol. Then on row, decode it. Joanna says, make it an async function rather than an event loop future based API. That's all. Okay. Okay, not gonna lie, I need a little bit of hand holding here. So if I have this, I guess where do I? This isn't an asynchronous context, so I'm not sure. This is all event loop stuff. I don't see any async await. Joanna says tag.get at the end of the function, so after the trailing closure. I hear the words that you're saying. I guess I'm not exactly sure where you mean to put them. That'll make it an async API. This is okay. So maybe I need to put this back to what I had it before. This callback. Put this back to. Wait, am I compiling? No, cannot convert void to return type event loop future. So yeah, let's put this back to void. No, that's not right. It's possibly this one. And now you need to try await in front of the query call. I think you mean like this. But you're missing async in the function's signature. Async, oh yeah, returning void instead of an event loop future. That makes sense. Oops, that makes sense. Errors from here are not handled. Or omit void. Async throws that. Oh, yeah. Here, let's kind of move this out of the way, just so we can see the flow a little bit all at once. Then Joanna says that's all there is to it to convert from elf to async await. I don't think I'm compiling, am I? Cannot convert expression of type void to. As soon as I click on the error, it disappears. Xcode is not having it today. Yeah, because then this is an elf again. So can I put .get over here? Type void has no memory get. But your upper call site needs changing then since it's elf based. Yeah. So then I guess I can make this async throws. Cannot pass function of type. Right, because then the callback can be async throws. Oh yeah, then I guess we're kind of back here. Is that oh no, it should. This is async throws. Okay. Just bringing this here so I can read it more easily. On row. Oh no, the whole thing is async throws, not the callback. Ah. Yeah, so our callback can't be async. Joanna says, let me check Fluent's code, see if I can make a PR. Joanna says, I can ask Gwyn. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I think what we're supposed to do is like store everything as like a array and then call ourselves back with the array, perhaps. Let's see, what's our changes? We got a lot of stuff up in the air. I want to make sure we save the stuff, like the test stuff is failing correctly. This we want to commit for sure. This we want to commit. So let's just say work in progress. Push that upstairs. And then this is, yeah, this is all stuff for today that we're kind of in the process of playing with. Yeah, this callback is right here. And who was calling this callback? I might have committed that by accident. No, we didn't commit it. Okay, that's all just right here. Let's see, so I think we can just make this async throws. And I think we can say this is an async scheduled job to make that happy. Then we can say try await. Joannis asked, what function call did the raw query? We were in, yeah, this reverify repo, I think. Oh, I committed stuff that doesn't actually compile. Whoops. Yeah, I can go ahead and get you the signature if that's helpful. Paste it in the chat on SQL database. Really appreciate this, by the way. Yeah, so I think we want to like have like a batch of results, and we kind of accumulate these and then pass them to our callback on our own, I think. Because we don't want to be doing that inside of the on row, since that's only synchronous. Or rather, yeah, we just want to return back the results. We actually don't care about a callback necessarily. So we can say results.append new element. Then we just want to return results. Discussing it with Gwen, says Johannes. Oh, right on. And of course, the code is all up on GitHub if you want to see it as it exists right now. She's interested. Oh, right on. Already has a direction she wants. Oh, right on. I think she's wrong. But that's between us. Right on. Yeah, I'm not taking a side at this point in time. I respect both of your opinions quite a bit. Let's see. Protocol scheduled job requires to be available in macOS 11 or newer. So does that mean I need to update my package.swift? Yeah, we should do at least 12. And while Xcode is figuring itself out, I'm going to refill my coffee. Okay, coffee achieved. Let's see what Xcode has to say now. Requires, why does it say 11 still? Let's Command K and try again. Command B. Okay, at least that error went away. Shell enclosure, yeah, so we can say that accounts equals try await fetch. We can say account stop for each, which is going to be this sign in with Apple model. We can dispatch. Cannot pass function of type sign in with Apple model async throws to parameter expecting synchronous function type. Oh, you're no fun anymore. Let's see. How do I do a concurrent for each? Value of tuple null has no member weight. Xcode, you're telling me something's wrong, and then you're hiding it right away. Makes it hard to fix it. Okay, here we go. All right, because we changed this to be async await. Which means this needs to be async throws. And this doesn't need wait anymore. Make this async throws as well. And hit B again. So we need a wait here. And a wait here. And here. And Command B again. Oh, right, because, yeah, we updated the repo, so we'll change these all to async throws. I really don't want to load up every single one in memory, though. So update the call in the tests. Like this is fine for like small numbers, but we need to chunk it up at least a little bit. Yes, we need an async context. We can just add that to the end of the test. Delete this, delete this. Add async to the end of the test. Oh, invalid declaration. I guess you're right. Yep. And this needs async context. Yep, a few more here that need to be updated. And what's this problem? Generic parameter T could not be right, because this needs to be cleaned up. Cool, looks like there's just one last one left. Build succeeded. Let's run Command U. Let's see where our tests are at. Yeah, maybe for the alpha release, we don't worry about batches, but before a 1.0, we definitely want a solution there. Oh, and all these broke. Oh, I think we need to like reset the queues or something. So we had to clear the queue. Clear a job identifier. I want to clear all. Because I think that's what's happening. Well, let's run one. Build succeeded, and yet we have all these errors. Test failed. Expected to decode a string, but found a dictionary instead. Type mismatch. Yeah, how do I clear this queue? Let's see. I guess we could get all the job IDs and then I guess keep popping until it's nil. Always returns true. Dot wait, I guess. Let's see if that helps. There we go. And just like we have a reset database helper, perhaps we want to reset queues helper. And it's here only in test files, so we don't accidentally call this in production. Import Vapor, an extension on application to make it easy to find. Func reset queue. And I guess throws. Is the other one throws? Yeah, okay. And then we'll just do what we did in here. So let's run the whole file now that we have this helper going. Okay, cool. So that is fixed. Let's do Command U, run the entire suite. Probably want to commit that little snippet at any rate. Let's see what happens with the test first before committing, so I can know what to put in the commit message. Looks like everything is green. Cool. Let's see, enqueuing. Enqueuing RefreshTokenJobs. Okay, so our test it could test a little bit more. Let's close some of these open files, close other tabs. Yeah, so we just say that there is a job. We want to do some compares here to make sure that they have the IDs that we're expecting. The string value of the ID. Let's see, how do I get the, I guess we did it in another test. I think in these tests we looked at kind of inspect. No, it was in this test. This test, we inspect the job. Yes, we get the job ID. We ask for the next job. And then we decode it. So this isn't next job, this is next job ID. So this should be basically a UUID, which is what this is an alias for, from nextjob.payload. Then we can assert equal that I guess instead of saying next, I guess we should do 1 and 2 since there's 2 of these that we're expecting. So we can say payload 1, I'm going to assert that equals sign in with Apple, ID, require ID. And let's run this before doing the second one. Xcode successfully running stuff, but it's still saying that there's an error. Anyhow, what did we get here? It says these two did not were not equal. I wonder if it's just backwards. I wonder if this is sign in with Apple 2 or because it's async, that they're just in a in a random order. I guess we should get both of these IDs out, and then we'll know for sure without worrying about it too much at the moment. Say, let's change this all to number 2. Set of payload 1, payload 2 is equal to a set of these IDs. Really do not care the order at all. Replace build, yes please. Expected another closing paren somewhere. Yes. It says it's building. Joanna says Gwen unfortunately doesn't have the bandwidth to work through a PR for that. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how, like, what I would do to change it myself. I really appreciate your attention to this matter. Oh man, I sound like a business email. Joanna says, I do, but it's just a lack of time. Yeah. Build succeeded. Looks like we're still failing. We're getting 2 completely different IDs. How? None of these IDs match at all. Oh, so we're getting one of them, but not both of them. Why would that be? Are we not looping through? We are. Oh, it's using the same ID twice. That's weird. Let's make these not be sets. And run this test again. Oh, I took off a closing paren instead of a closing square brace. I think we're good now. Yes, we got two of the same ID, and then but the actual ones are different. Oh, oh my God. There we go. Yeah, I was just using the job ID wrong. I kind of want to put that all into one line or into like a helper function. Time for coffee, yeah. Bruce Lee says, success, nice, thank you. Let's run the whole file, I guess. Yeah, so except for doing this in batches, where we're getting the accounts that need to be refreshed, and we're enqueuing a job for them. So the next thing would be to actually implement that job. But before we do that, I do want to take another moment to rename some files. Before I do that, let's commit. Test pass. We had a really hard time with file names on Monday, but I think towards the end, I really liked the name of that repo that we made. The ready for re-verify repo. And we can call it the we can just name this scheduled job as that, perhaps. Sign in with Apple, ready for a verify scheduled job. For ready for, or even just like the sign in with Apple re-verify scheduled job. But re-verify is very close to refresh. This isn't as differentiating as I was hoping. Yeah, ready for re-verify. Yeah, so ready for verify and then re-verify. Yeah, that's going to be the pairing. Oops, go back. We can just simplify the name of this to enqueued and then we can update the name of the test. Enqueued jobs, update the call sites. And let's see. I probably missed one or several, but we can ask the compiler. We don't have to, we don't have to waste our brain energy on that, so to speak. We got one failing test. And this is just different ordering. So yeah, let's go ahead and make these sets again, because we really do not care about the ordering at all. Cool, so that's, I do like to commit renames. Those are really hard to work with for merges, etc. So the test passed, right? So why is Xcode saying red? Okay. Let's see, what else? So this kind of caused an issue before, and now we're doing this in a, this is like not readable. This is like looking at a QR code. It's like you see this is here, and you kind of can see what it's doing, that we're getting the payload out, but to some extent it's like an impressionist painting. You don't really, your brain, it's so dense, your brain can't actually read it. And we're using it here, and in another test. So I'd like to extract something, maybe a little test helper, to decode a payload from the next job. And let's start with how we would want to use it. Maybe we would have something like this, next payload, as perhaps the type. We can maybe pass in the type. And then we would do basically the same assert down here. And this, I think, is a lot more readable than this down here. However, it still takes up quite a bit of the length of the screen. If we were able to, let's do another draft. If we're able to imply the type, that would save a few characters, kinda, maybe. That's a lot better. I guess, let's see, does app.queues, does this have an on queue on it? No, so you have to say the queue. There's not a default queue, it seems. You just say queues.queue, which I guess is kind of what I'm doing here for the database. I'm always saying which database for better or worse. I do like being specific. Next payload, is there something shorter than that? Maybe, but I think this is a huge improvement over this. So let's go ahead and implement this version. Let's keep it here in the tests. So what's the type of this? This is a queue. So we'll say queue.nextPayload. It is .swift. And we always, as much as possible, start with a use case. We want the call site to feel good, because that's the problem, right? This was not readable. This is maybe it could be better, but this is a lot more readable than this. And we were able to try out a few options and see which one felt best. Yeah, the computer serves us. We don't serve the computer. We want to mold the project in a way that's usable for us. We're our own UI designers, and the UI is the user interface is these APIs that we're writing, these programming interfaces that we're writing. Cool. So it's innards of it is going to be this basically. You can say extension on queue. Oh, I need to import, I guess. Import queues. Func next payload. And let's see, cannot find type T. So let's see if we can be fancy here. We could make this async, or we could make this event loop future, tomato. This is going to be a T. So I guess T needs to be decodable for one. Cannot find Q. Oh, it's right. It's self. Yeah, let's make this throws. And yeah, let's import XC-test. We're in a test. We're only in tests here. We take advantage of that to use XCT unwrap instead of throwing our own error. Build failed. So this one's a try here. And that compiles. Look at that. So we can delete all this. Woohoo, test succeeded. And Xcode's still complaining about something. Now that sure does feel a lot better. And we can use this in the other place where we're looking at payloads, which is in this the server-to-server notifications. We can say payload equals app.queue dot next payload, and this is a T, and T is decodable. Yes, we can let go of all of. Oh, I guess we were passing the job back to this callback. I wonder why I was doing that. Oh, because I was checking the job name, right? Because that was actually important for this. I wonder if this should pass back the job name too as perhaps a tuple. Job1 dot job name, something like that. So say job name and change this to be a string. Cannot find payload. Payload's right here. All right, so this now has job name 1. Yeah, but then we don't have the nice. Does this mean we're gonna have to pass in the type of what kind of payload we want? Yeah, it could not be inferred. Oof. Let's see if this works. I don't think this is gonna. That works, but that's kind of ridiculous to read. Just to get a tuple, it's like a whole whole line of code with the implied payload type. Yeah, I am not happy with that. It is nice having the job name to assert on to make sure the right kind of job got asserted in our tests. Hmm. Yeah, because I guess this gets the job, it's the job name and the job payload off of this job data type, and we're doing the decoding for ourselves to make our testing lives a little bit easier. Passing it back as two things. But then to do that, we get this really long type signature, which does not feel worth it. I guess if we passed it in as a parameter, I was hoping you could kind of do a default there. So if we do that, then this cleans up a little bit. T.self, you can do a default. Okay, so this is still kind of a mouthful. Name one, payload one. Name two, payload two. And then we can assert equal on name one is, what was it, like refresh token job. Cool, yeah, and then so here's the other file that we're trying to reuse it in as well, and there's a little bit of test support code here. As T.self. Yeah, so this is just job name. So update these call sites. And looks like there's one more here. Build succeeded. This, okay, finally it went away. I'm saying that really makes me not trust Xcode sometimes. And we're testing. Yay, test succeeded. Let's go ahead and commit that. So we did some cleanup around asserting which jobs are enqueued. Send that upstairs to GitHub. Again, this is all open source on GitHub if you want to follow along or whatever. Use it for your own projects. We're getting close. We're getting close to beta, to being usable. Let's see. So we're enqueuing the jobs. So now we need to do the job. So let's start with writing a test for that. SIWA RefreshTokenJob. Test. testable import fqauth server. Final class, I'll just copy it from the file name, XC test case. Import XC test, I guess. And let's close the other tabs and let's open up that file. Refresh token job. Cool. So before we dive into this, I'm going to take a short break. I'll be right back. Thanks for sticking around. Hey everybody, welcome back. So before we get back into it, let's do another passage from Rick Rubin's book that just came out. We did chapter 1 on Monday. This didn't really have chapter names. Think of the universe. The name of this one is Tuning In. Think of the universe as an eternal creative unfolding. Trees blossom, cells replicate, rivers forge new tributaries. The world pulses with productive energy, and everything that exists on this planet is driven by that energy. Every manifestation of this unfolding is doing its own work on behalf of the universe, each in its own way, true to its own creative impulse. Just as trees grow flowers and fruits, humanity creates works of art. The Golden Gate Bridge, the White Album, Guernica, Hagia Sophia, the Sphinx, the Space Shuttle, the Autobahn, Claire de Lune, the Colosseum in Rome, the Phillips screwdriver, the iPad, the Philadelphia cheesesteak. Look around you. There are so many remarkable accomplishments to appreciate. Each of these is humanity being true to itself. As a hummingbird is true to itself by building a nest, a peach tree by bearing fruit, and a nimbus cloud by producing rain. Every nest, every peach, every raindrop, every great work is different. Some trees may appear to make more beautiful fruits than others, and some humans may appear to compose greater works than others. The taste and beauty are in the eye of the beholder. How does the cloud know when to rain? How does the tree know when spring begins? How does the bird know when it's time to build a new nest? The universe functions like a clock. These rhythms are not set by us. We are all participating in a larger creative act. We are not conducting. We are being conducted. The artist is on a cosmic timetable, just like all of nature. If you have an idea you're excited about, and you don't bring it to life, it's not uncommon for the idea to find its voice through another maker. This isn't because the other artist stole your idea, but because the idea's time has come. In this great unfolding, ideas and thoughts and themes and songs and other works of art exist in the ether and ripen on schedule, ready to find expression in the physical world. As artists, it is our job to draw down this information, transmute it, and share it. We are all translators for messages the universe is broadcasting. The best artists tend to be the ones with the most sensitive antennae to draw in the energy resonating at a particular moment. Many great artists first develop sensitive antennae not to create art, but to protect themselves. They have to protect themselves because everything hurts more. They feel everything more deeply. Whew. So I guess that's pages 5, 6, and 7 from The Creative Act, A Way of Being. Okay, now back to some code. We got some heart spins in the chat. Thank you so much, Bruce Leaf. So the refresh token job, this is going to ask Apple, is this token still valid? So it's going to start by, I guess, what are we going to assert? I guess we're going to assert that the signing with Apple Client gets asked to do something. And then based on a couple responses, it's going to do something in the database, and we can assert on that. So I guess we can head back over to the test. We can say test hits Apple Client and does something in the database. I feel like I'm supposed to like say something about what I just read, but it's like too soon. It's still kicking around in there. I mean, I guess I like how he talks about right at the end of being sensitive, of the people that feel more. They tune in so that they can protect themselves because everything hurts more. I guess you think of like the blues or jazz or all these other things that sort of came out of painful, painful times in human history. And as you're more sensitive, you tune into things and you know when something's coming, I guess is what he says. And then you sort of, you make it because you feel it. Let's see. Yeah, the test hits Apple Client and does something. So I guess we'll instantiate one of these. RefreshTokenJob. But just like the other ones, we kind of did a static function here. So we can kind of get out of the job context and into something kind of retestable. And we know it's going to need an Apple client. We know it's going to need the database. So we can kind of be inspired by our other jobs here. Oh yeah, and a logger. And I guess the signing with Apple ID. I think what's also interesting about what Rick Rubin's saying there is, I guess, humans love seeing other humans react to things, like mukbangs or like reaction videos on TikTok, or I mean, even like talk shows, I think, are like seeing two celebrities kind of react to each other. So I guess we need import Postgres Redis driver. Is that what we need, or do we need? Yeah, Postgres Fluent driver. And yeah, let's make this async throws. That was a lot of fun. Joannis keeps saying that we're moving in that direction, so we can make this an async job, and we can make this async throws, and it means we don't have to do anything there. This is going to be the payload. This is going to be, Bruce Leaf says, clear the way, async await, clear the way. Right on. Context.application.database PSQL, and let's clean up the line breaks. Have nice readable lines. Call can throw. Maybe like refresh token with Apple. Yeah, so we'll need to, back here in the test, we'll need to set up the app. So let's get inspired by one of our other tests. So we need to import Vapor. Yeah, so we just have an existing user with some existing Apple ID, just test data. We set up the application in testing mode. We call configure like you normally do doing startup, and then we reset the database. And we create a test user with this ID. And I guess we don't know the signing with Apple ID here. I guess the other idea is that instead of doing the sign in with Apple ID, we save the Apple ID. Because, I mean, the lookups are the same either way, but I guess... Yeah, it's really tomato, tomato. I think in these other tests, in these other jobs, I used the existing Apple ID. Let's see. So I guess we can get the we can load the sign in with Apple model. Johannes asks, "Is this Postal Rock?" No, this is Saxon Shore. It's right up here. Oh, if I mouse over it, it disappears. But the artist is on the left, the album is on the right, and the song is in the middle. I mean the genre. It's a genre. How do I find the genre? Get info. It does not have a genre. Does not have lyrics. Not sure. Joanna says Postal Rock rarely has lyrics, if ever. Right on. Sign with Apple model.find by Apple user ID. So we can grab this from the app database. Joanna says, yep, it's that genre. Right on. Joanna says, I see this specific song in a post-rock list I track. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think there's a band called Postal Service, but they do have lyrics. So the sign in with Apple ID would be sign in with Apple.acquire ID. Oh, and I guess we can XET unwrap. We know it's going to be there. Just I really don't like try exclamation point in tests, because then the whole execution breaks and you don't get a nice error message. At least here, we'll get a throw. And then Johannes is making some suggestions for the music. Check out God is an Astronaut, all is violent, all is bright. Cool. Async and an auto closure does not support concurrency. Well, I guess here we can just make it a wait, I guess. Since we aren't a test, we're allowed to use wait. And then this needs some stuff. This needs a try. This needs a logger for the test. And this needs the app database. Bruce Leaf says Darude Sandstorm. This is Twitch after all. At some point, this is just going to be a sandstorm stream. Do not wait with an async context. Oh, really? Oh, come on. Well, I appreciate the guidance there, even though I'm a little annoyed. This works on your own machine, but you'll get the lab environment effect. I get the feeling, yeah. Let's see. There's no great way to format this, is there? Build succeeded, but Xcode still has some problems with this for some reason. Joanna says, I've had to explain this exact scenario 5 times already on a deployment. Oh, wow. Write that one down. You heard it here first. And then we want to, I guess, assert. I guess we'll have to make like a fake, Apple client or something, so we can stub out some tests. I wonder what I did previously. Joanna says also using Vapors. It got censored. I think it was I think Twitch thinks that was an URL. Using Vapors something is one notorious example in async main. App run. Okay. Let's take a quick peek at this PR. I do want to get a little bit more context on here. Vapor / oh my goodness. Vapor / Vapor. Pull requests, and the pull is number 2938. Wait, why is this? Maybe it's just pull? There we go. This is considered a breaking change. Oh. Adds a new asynchronous implementation for run. Marks the old blocking implementation as not available in async contexts. Whoa. Oh, only one file changed. How bad could it be? I wish there was a way to just see the code change without all this stuff in it. I mean, I also want to see the conversation too at some point, but I want to just see the change. Okay, well, I guess all the chatter is down here. So what's the change? So if we're on 5.7, there's a conversations drop down by the file filter. Can I hide it? It'll take me to it, but it will not hide it. Yeah, I was looking at a PR with like some linter warnings in it. And it's like I just want to see the code. I don't mind with the linter things at this point in time. I'm here to review the change. The linter is there to do the linting things. That's not I don't mind that. I just don't want to see it on GitHub. Joanna says, so I added a new overload for run that's async throws. The old one is still there, but unavailable in async main. That's one line before the convo starts. Under normal circumstances, run starts the web server, then wait for the web server to manually shut down before returning. This is too far at the root level for me to have any kind of educated opinion on this. By the way, I think Wynn's comments and warnings are wrong. Cool, yeah, this is a lot to digest right now. I guess we'll see what happens when it comes through. Oh, you're saying that it's the same issue, you can deadlock your app. Okay. Yeah, good to know. So I guess if we come back to our code, I guess the first thing we want to do is like ask Apple something. So I think we have like a Apple client somewhere. Apple client. Where is it? I called it a sign in with Apple client. Oh, and I already have a live one versus something else. Do I have a fake one? I do have a fakes folder. I wonder if I put one in there. Hey, I have a fake signing with Apple client. Fantastic. Oh, so that means that we need to pass in a stub here. Oh, that's fine. We can just add it as a method parameter. And then here, sort of, you can pass in the live one. And we can create one from an application nice and easily. This will be context.application. This is getting not pretty to look at. I think I should extract this as a clarifying variable. And I guess we can do the same thing with the database here. So then this would be client.generate refresh token or validate refresh token. I guess validate. So I have to get the token out of the database. I guess I'm kind of, yeah, TDD is great when you know exactly what you need to do. I'm kind of a little bit in discovery mode here. At some point, we're going to want to validate. We're going to call validate with a token. At some point, we're going to want to ask the database for something. Probably want to get the sign in with Apple model by ID. Find by user ID, find by Apple user ID. We don't really have one for by ID, so we could write that, or I mean, we're already kind of considering it should be the Apple ID. I guess db.filter field. Yeah, it's just kind of tiring to type this out over and over again. So let's put that method in real quick. We have our find bys down here. Cool. So now we can just use that over here instead of all this. And that's really cool. You can just call get on an event loop feature, and now it's async. That is good job to whoever came up with that. So then we're going to have a SIWA dot token is going to be on here somewhere. Yeah, there's the refresh token. Oh, I guess we need to guard here just in case. I guess we can log the error. I guess this is going to be more of like a debug, I guess. This should never happen. This got enqueued, and now it's probably going to be running right away. Like, couldn't find sign in with Apple model with ID. I don't even know if we need to log the ID here, but we can just return. Yeah, because it might not have a refresh token. So I guess we want to decrypt it. Yeah, unsealed. Guard let refresh token. No refresh token for sign in with Apple model. And not sure if we should write the ID to the log. So this is the refresh token. And what does this return? An Apple auth token result. Yeah, and I guess interpreting the result is going to be like maybe the second half of the test. But I think here we have like enough to start writing the test. Yeah, these lines just get so long with try, await, variable name, and then get at the end. Okay, yeah, let's hop over to the test. See an argument for client. So yeah, this will be the fake. We'll make it fake one. I guess I'll pass in the app event loop. And I guess a stub for this could be validate refresh token stub. So yeah, I'm not sure if I have a fixture for this yet. I guess we should at this point look at the Apple's documentation a little bit. Let's see, I think it's under other. Then we can look for sign in with Apple. Then we can look for sign in with Apple REST. Then we can look for verifying a user. This is what we're doing. Verify the nonce. Oh, we gotta make a new nonce. Or is that only for the first time through? Generate and validate. After the server validates the refresh token, the endpoint returns the identity token and an access token. The following example of an refresh token validation response. So do we save the access token where the refresh token was? No, because there are two different tokens here. I guess we keep using the refresh token, I think. From the previous page, it said keep using, yeah, you may continue using the same refresh token until it's invalidated. If I remember correctly from reading on some forums, the access token isn't really used all that much. Okay, so I guess we have the example of what it would look like. So let's put that in our test. Let's just copy it in so we can see it. So I guess we're expecting an access token back, saying it expires in, what's that, 6 minutes, 10 minutes. We come back with an ID token. No refresh token, oddly enough, but the token type is bearer. So I guess the refresh token is optional. I guess I need to update that on my struct. Yeah, the refresh token isn't returned, so this needs to be optional. Oh, Which means other places have to check for it. I think I would just prefer to have two of these, one for token refresh and one for the original flavor. Because I don't want the main flow of the app to have to unwrap this and decide to like do something if this is nil. It should just fail. So let's duplicate this. There's no duplicate. Okay. New file. Apple token refresh response. Paste this in. And so we'll just comment this out. So in the sign in with Apple client, we have generate refresh token and the validate refresh token. So this, let's see, where is this used? Just in our refresh token job. Perfect. So in that case, oh, I guess it could still error. So do we want to use generics here? Because this is used. Sorry, 1 second. I just got a text message I need to respond to. I will be right back. Hey everybody, thanks for being patient there. Let's see, so we were welcome back, says Bruce Lee. Yeah, we were looking at our sign in with Apple client, which interacts with Apple. And we're looking at having a second type for the sake of decoding a little bit better. So we have the error response, and we had an enumeration to sort of differentiate between the two somewhere. Yeah, this token result. Yeah, so this, I wanted to make like a second one, auth token fresh results, something like that. For now, probably don't want to have it stay this way. So then these types are going to sort of float all around, huh? Build request, I guess that's going to stay the same. Interpret response. Yeah, these are going to be different, I guess. Maybe we should use a generic. It's all the same except like decode this instead of that. But decoding an error is still the same. Oh, and I guess it kind of falls through here. Like if, oh no, I guess we try to decode an error. Okay, never mind. Okay, what's the state of our code? We probably got code broken all over the place. Yeah, this refresh token does not come back here. We want to pass the client into the test, or I'm going to use the client here. So this is a refresh result. So we need to update our protocol interface. Which means we need to update our live interface. Yeah, so this auth token thing, here's where I think we can use a little bit of generic excitement. Yeah, I guess it can expect any decodable, right? Build failed. I don't want to don't want to leave too much. I guess let's put like a work in progress break commit here, just to have somewhere to go safely back to shore, and this will free us to take a deeper dive. Yeah, so back to the auth token result. Where is that? No, it's not in here. Where does this live? Oh, it's like at the top level? That's weird. That should go, I guess, in here. Let's see, Apple. An Apple response was going to be something that's decodable. Perhaps, and then we can use this. So this will be a token refresh response. And this actually stays the same. Validate refresh token, so this would be an Apple response of success type of Apple token refresh response. Yeah, so let's see if we can get this going. Apple response of type D. Oh, so this needs that type parameter as well. Type D cannot be inferred. Let's see. How can I help this be inferred? Because I guess it's here, but maybe that's too far away for the compiler to see. Oh, if maybe I put it in here, if I say result is of type Apple response of type Apple token response, and I think this needs parens around it. Okay, well, this part succeeded in getting compiled. Yeah, so oh, cool. So we're in the test now. That means that the main app compiled. Bruce Lee says top left says refresh ... Should this return be an Apple token refresh response? Top left says refresh. I missed it. Not sure which file you're talking about. The error. Cannot convert error. Yeah, this is in the, yeah, this needs to be updated. Like all the tests need to be updated. Yeah, no worries. I appreciate the pair programming. Yeah, this is, we kind of discovered we needed to do this because we're trying to do stuff here. I think that I guess that generic kind of worked out so far in that our production code is compiling, so that's exciting. And yeah, I guess the next step is how does this affect our test code? So our fake, yeah, this needs to be, we need to fix this first before we fix who's using this, I think. This is going to be an Apple response of type Apple token refresh response. Which means that goes there. Yes, then we're back here. Has them. So this is the decoded. Build failed, unexpected comma. Oh, wait, are we really compiling already? That was cool. That's really cool. So let's kind of review what we did here. We have we're signing with Apple Client, and we have two different methods here. One for validating a token, which is kind of the current task we're working on, the scheduled job, and then the main one of when you sign in to generate. And they use the same endpoint, but the what gets returned is ever so slightly different. So the Apple token response and the Apple refresh response, we just comment out this one line because, as you can see, the documentation from Apple says the refresh token isn't returned when validating an existing refresh token. So my first instinct was to put a question mark here to make this optional, but I didn't want to do that because I don't want the main flow of the app to have to check if there's a refresh token there and then decide what it has to do. It's really two different responses that we're getting. So I modeled it as two different responses, Apple token refresh response and the Apple token response. And then that had some kind of trickling effects around the rest of the app because we had a token response that had like either an error or a success, and we generified it of like a response from Apple is going to be either something that we can decode or an error. And so, yeah, I think that's really cool. I like how that turned out. So we can close a bunch of these files. Yeah, so this is the fake. And I guess basically it's just a success that we get from Apple. If we can decode it successfully, it's success. It looks like we don't really do anything with what gets returned from Apple there. Like we get an access token, but I don't really know what to do with it. And the access token is only, what's 60? At 60 times 60, that's 60 seconds. It's only expires in an hour, I guess. Let's see. I can format this so it looks its best. I guess something like that. And then this was a comment. Yeah, hits Apple Client and does something. So I guess this is success. So if it's successful and we don't do anything with the client, I guess we just do nothing. I guess we do nothing on success, I guess. Right? Because we don't do anything with this access token that we get back. It expires in an hour. I guess we get the ID token. I guess we could like decode stuff from that. Let's see, in the other side of this, in the not in the test, in maybe over here. In authorized, do we do anything with the identity token? Yeah, so we get the identity token, generate a refresh token, we get the token response. We'll use that to sign up or sign in. What do we do with it in there? Apple identity token. I guess it has the Apple user ID on it. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So we just used it to get the Apple ID. I guess we can confirm that it matches for success. I'm not really sure what to do here with this information. Let's see, it looks like we decoded it though. What's on here? Get an audience. Oh, we can verify a bunch of this stuff then. You can verify the subject and the audience, and I guess the issuer. So this is in the job. So I guess we could say something like token result dot. Oh, I guess we want to switch here. So we can say a success dot ID token. And then we can, I guess, verify that. Oh, so then we'll need the signers in here as well. So we'll need to pass those in. Context dot application dot signers. Where's the signers? .jwt .signers signers .verify, or is it cannot find JWT signers in the scope. Okay, so go ahead and import it. Maybe that's why the autocomplete wasn't working. Signers dot verify ID token. And I guess we can just put this in here so that we can use this variable name for the decoded token. And this is a Apple identity token. And I think the verify method on this thing does a bunch of those things for us already. Did we write that yet? Yeah, we checked the issuer. We checked that we're not expired. I guess we don't check the audience quite yet. That would be a nice thing to do. And I guess we don't have access to the audience all the way down here. So yeah, I guess that's like a note for later. Oh, I guess we can. Oh, this is library code. This isn't something that I wrote. So I guess I would need to verify it further, I guess, on my own. So yeah, if we have an ID token, then I guess it's all good. Nothing to do. Then I guess we'll have these two error states of deauthorize user, I guess. Something like that, and this can be async throws. So I guess we'll need a do catch around this, and if there's an error, then we just want to deauthorize self.deauthorize user based on the sign in with Apple model that we had. This call can throw. That is true, it can. But I think this should just be go on its own. Maybe even we unqueue this as a job that deauthorizes the user and not do it in line here. I guess that's kind of a bigger architecture decision. And I guess we can logger the error here. Logger.message. It has to do it like this. Missing parameter for signers. Okay, cool. So this all compiled. Kind of walking forward. We're not really test driving our code. We're kind of code driving our test here a little bit. Yeah, so I guess we need a fake signers, perhaps. Let's see how far we get without doing it, though. Let's just make one. Oh, I guess we can get the one out of the app. We can say app.signers. Let's see. So if we run this, what happens? Yeah, I mean, like, how do we assert that like nothing happened? We want to save when the last time we refreshed was. We don't want to do nothing. And on success updates last refresh timestamp. Yeah, so do the refresh, and then we want to assert that that stuff changed. So we'll say this is the reloaded model. And here we want to assert that the attempted refresh at is set to nowish. And I think I have an assert for that. Assert nearly now. And we want to assert that the result is... Oh, this is assert equals. Success. Value of type optional date must be unwrapped. Tukes asks, what do you prefer, web or mobile? I'm not sure how to answer that. I mean, both are really fun. Both serve their purpose. I guess I'm also not really sure how to help you out with that. Maybe you can give more details about what you're curious about. Build succeeded. Okay, so now if I run this test, it should fail. Hopefully down here. Cool. Yeah, because the new user hasn't had an attempted refresh yet. So it's nil. So yeah, we want to update stuff on the user. Tuke says, just waiting for a subjective answer of why you prefer one to the other. It seems like you like both. I mean, I guess Swift is my favorite language. I do like writing for like a complete platform. Web is also really strong too. I guess web tends to have a lot of pop-up ads. But iOS apps cost money. Yeah, they both have their place. Subjective answer. Like if we didn't have web at all, like I don't want to live in that world. I think having sort of a universal platform in the web browser is really important for the success of humanity or something like that. Bruce Leaf says, I like that a mobile app can live on someone's home screen, but I use the desktop so much that I use web a ton. Web, you don't need to download anything either. Yeah, it's more just in time. More quick and accessible, yeah. Yeah, the current trend is people are sticking a web app inside of a binary. Like I guess like Notion does that. Like you can download a Notion app, but it's just I'm pretty sure it's just JavaScript running inside of a web view or something like that. And going back to Notion, you can have multiple tabs of Notion open in a browser, but on mobile or desktop, you can't. Their app only allows you to have like one version of up at a time. Tuke says, for my part, if you take the same app, like e-commerce site, and have a mobile app too, I prefer the mobile experience 1,000 times better. Yeah, a lot of people, especially in e-commerce, don't have good apps. I think the Shopify app is pretty good. Like it gives you notifications and tells you where your package is. But yeah, in general, the website feels a little bit more polished than the iPhone app. And usually the Android app is even less polished. Yeah, so if we have a successful response, then we want to make updates. We want to say, oh, I guess for starters, we want to set the attempted refresh all the way at the beginning. And we probably want to pass now in. Save on the database. Tuke says, as an example, you can take Airbnb. I like the app over web. Yeah. So then attempted refresh result equals dot success. And we try await and save that. From a developer perspective, I have HTML and CSS. Oh, hate. HTML and CSS have come quite a long way, though. Like Astra.js, I think, makes it really nice to make a static site with. You get a lot of the power of JSX. And yeah, I think React in general and Tailwind, there's like, you can have a really good experience making those things. Wheel21, first time in chat, welcome to the community. Wheel21 says, I think if it comes to a software product, then mobile is better. Things like internal corporate tools are much better through web though. Ooh, I've got opinions there. Yes, one of my first jobs was making internal corporate tools, and oh man, I feel like my experience there has really driven my focus on usability as a developer. And that among other things of I would want to make something a little bit more usable, but if it took like more than 5 minutes, they would be like, no, it's fine. And that would drive me bonkers. Whew. So set the save and then save on database DB. Ooh, I guess if this fails, we don't want to deactivate the user though. Bruce Leaf says, the tough part is mobile almost always has an API server that isn't in Swift or Kotlin. Well, my servers are in Swift. But yeah, I guess all of my clients had like Rails or Scala backends or GraphQL or something, or Node. I guess Node is a common backend too. Bruce Leaf with 3 community loves in chat. Right on, right on. Yeah, so I guess we want to remove this down past here. We want to return if verification fails, but then we just kind of want to keep on going. I guess this is its own kind of do catch down here, where I guess all we can do is log the error at this point. Bruce Lee says SAS enters the chat. I'm not sure if you mean that in a positive way or a negative way. But I strongly recommend Tailwind CSS for managing your CSS. Duke says GraphQL is considered as a backend, if not like a data layer. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could split hairs. It's for a tiny app. Bruce Leaf says GraphQL is like REST, right? I guess if REST had an implementation, then GraphQL would be like REST. And yeah, instead of REST, yeah. That's what you're asking. I gotcha. Yeah, GraphQL is okay. I've only played with it a little bit. I haven't tried it out in a project. Let's see, where's my compilation error? But as soon as I click on it, it goes away. Like, what are you doing, Xcode? So we are compiling? Okay, let's see. Let's run this test. Joanna says, I'm back again. Welcome back. Okay, so we did not get the last update at the end. Tuke says, did you consider developing a Mac app? That is on my radar for the Subway app, and I kind of mentioned it in my Discord, but yeah, last night I made a SwiftUI app, but I was running it on my Mac for getting all of my App Store reviews so that I could get them as CSV so I could upload them into Notion. Joanna says if it's on your radar, probably be resolved in 8 years. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Okay, so let's see. What did we not do right in our... Let's see, did we get any log statements out there? Yeah, I got the joke in classic Apple dev fashion, says Johannes. So that's the error. This is the migrations running. Let's try putting breakpoints in, I guess. And I guess here, and I guess here, and yeah, I guess at each of these kind of possible exits. Okay, let's run it again. Oh, so of course, the token didn't verify because we made it up. Yeah, so I think we want to pass in like a fake signers or something in here so that we can make make the test pass. Wheel21 says, I've been slowly cooking my brain. That's fascinating terminology. Slowly cooking my brain, working on a big Django web app in Docker containers for an internal tool. Oh, okay, right on. The Python modules help a lot, but it gets really messy really quick. I hear you there. Yeah, I did. Python was a fun language. I liked it a little bit better than Ruby. But it doesn't really have types, and I find types really helpful for communication, since I think reading code is all about what the code is trying to communicate, and types are add more communication, add more context to what's happening that untyped languages don't have. But a lot of people like untyped languages. I get it. It's fine. Okay, let's put a, we have a failing test that's compiling. I want to put a commit point here. Let's see, what did we do? Oh, this was the whole generified thing. I didn't realize we didn't commit that. Yeah, so let's make a fake signers. What's this? This is the sign with Apple verifier provider. This is what we use somewhere else. I'm not sure this is exactly what we want for here, though. Wheel21 says, yeah, I wish it was more organized with types. We use some custom types to try and structure it, but it becomes quite tedious. Right on, yeah. What are you making? Is this for your own work? Internal tool sounds like it could be internal to yourself, or it could be internal to some company that you work for. Maybe we'll call it JWT verifying, so I can have a fake one. It doesn't? So then what's the method signature then? Oops. JWT signers. It keeps going back and forth between each other. Wheel21 says, I work for a company that supplies internet, TV, and phone services to hotels. The support team is quite bad at configuring the network devices, switchers, firewalls, access points. So I'm making a web app that automates the configuration of those devices. Oh, that sounds really fun. Yeah, making a web app that like has like physical, that does something physical, like changes the physical world. I guess it might still kind of be the software world, is the configuration of a firewall, but it's still a little bit more physical than, say, like downloading the reviews from the App Store. JWT signers. And where is the verify method? Yeah, I guess this. Default argument not permitted in protocol method. Then we can make a fake in our tests. Well, for our tests over in fakes. So we will testably import the main app. Oh, I forgot the word import. JWT verifying. Wheel21 says, yeah, I like it a lot. HP's API system, is that Hewlett Packard? For communicating with their devices is ridiculous, though. Kind of driving me insane that they require the API token to be refreshed every 2 hours when we want accounting, so we know who changed the configuration based on which token was used. So you have to refresh every 2 hours so that they know who changed the configuration? I guess that makes some sense. And did I misspell my own thing here? Oh yeah, I did. Verifying is what I wanted it to be. And I guess this can go into perhaps this, maybe not this JWT folder. Oh, that's the end of the playlist. What's next? Will21 says the Hewlett Packard API token expires every 2 hours. So I have to get a new one. Oh, it's like a manual process. It's not like a refresh. Oh, that does sound annoying. Let's see, not inside of Apple. Yeah, inside of here. Let's make this JWT verifying. And let's move this over there. Import JWT kit, I think. Cannot find type. Okay, there we go. So I have to import JWT kit here. Let's just fatal error for now. Wheel21 says, yeah, they have to either make an API call where they provide the old API token and a refresh token to then get a new API token, a new refresh token, or just delete the old token, generate a brand one. Man, yeah, manual processes every 2 hours. That sounds annoying. Yeah, for the App Store Connect API, the tokens last 20 minutes, but you can at least automatically refresh a new one, create a new one. Let's see, Command B. Oh, we are building. Okay, so then in our test, we want to use the fake instead. Instead of getting that app signers, we want to make a fake one. And we want to pass this in to our tests so we can fake something out. Fake signers to. Oh, right. Okay, so this needs to. We need to update our. This just needs something that's JWT verifying. Just this takes our protocol. Wheel21 says, I could automate that refresh token API call, but it's not really viable for 30 plus users. Oh, wow. So what's your approach? Or is this, how's the, what am I asking? Yeah, so what do you do? How do you manage it? Yeah, so I guess this could take a. So we want to generify the whole signers, or because I guess if we're gonna stub this out, can I return the stub here? I think the types have to. We have to guarantee that the types line up. Something like that, and then it's not conform to. Oof. Wheel21 says, this is a bit of a brick wall I've run into, but I'm trying to talk to Hewlett Packard to see if they can make it so we don't have to refresh so often. Oh, wow. Let's see, how can I make a stub? How can I make sure that these like line up with each other? I guess I can force cast it? Yeah, I guess I could force cast it. So we can just make an Apple identity token. Cannot find Apple identity token in scope. Really? Oh, we have to import JWT kit. All right, and this doesn't have a public init. Oh my god. I really wish this had a public init on it because I want to stub one out for my test. Wheel21 says, if they can't help us out, we may have to recommend that Hilton and Marriott change to Cisco devices. That's one way to do it. Threaten moving your business elsewhere. Okay, do I have a fixtures for this? A sign in with Apple user. I have a fixtures for successful sign in with Apple response. I don't have an identity token though. No, I think I have one somewhere. Refresh token tests. Meaningless stub. Huh. Yeah, so I just need to figure out how to get a stub of an Apple identity token. Oh, thank you so much for following, Wheel21. Getting us closer to our goal of 200 followers. Welcome to the community. Let's see. Yeah, so I think we'll have like maybe some JSON that we like get some fixtures for out of this or something. Or at least have like, so you have this factory here for making test users. Apple identity token factory. Case A, I guess. And this will be some kind of JSON. You can have decoded of Oh, the raw value can be a string. This can be an Apple identity token. I guess this is becoming more like fixtures, Apple identity token fixtures. So this will be like, how do we do it for the other ones? Well, that was on the iOS side. Import JWT kit. Decode this thing dot self from raw value dot data using UTF-8. So this will fail, but yes, we can go right here. So this will be Apple identity token fixtures. A for now dot decoded. Cool. So we're compiling now. Let's see. Sketch out Apple identity tokens, verifying and fixture. Cool. And I do have something coming up I need to get to. We usually end around 5 o'clock. But I will see you tomorrow at, let's see, is my schedule on my Mastodon? It is. I'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. NYC time. We'll pick up right where we left off. And we can go ahead and write a summary together. Let's see, move this to the side a little bit. So what did we get done today? I mean, we got a lot, made progress on the refresh token. Progress on the scheduled job. To refresh sign in with Apple tokens. Let's see, and I guess we can look at our commits. Yeah, so we are we're enqueuing the refresh token jobs. And we're using async await for that. I've been kind of resisting that in this code base, but I guess it snuck in. We got all those tests passing. What else did we do? Oh yeah, we did some job cleanup, test pass and test cleanup. We made a helper to assert on the next job that gets enqueued. In a test. We generified our sign in with Apple client. So that we could, I mean, it was just more type safe this way. instead of using an optional. So we could use specific, so we could expect specific responses. Instead of using an optional, which would kind of break the flow of the main sign-in flow. And then I guess we're picking up tomorrow. In the, we can say the name of the test. Which needs a sample Apple identity token, which we can probably fake with JSON. Cool. Well, thank you all so much for joining today. I'll be back, as I mentioned, tomorrow to continue on this. You can follow me on my Mastodon or join the Discord. And all my apps and open source projects are listed on my website, which is fullqueuedeveloper.com. And of course, if you're curious about keyboards, this is what I'm using. You can read all about it on my website. Yeah, we're almost there to a tie stream. 22 more followers on Twitch, or one more follower on YouTube, and we'll get all dressed up for a nice stream. It could happen tomorrow. Do something tonight that an AI could never do, desire something, and I'll see you tomorrow.